Hello everyone and welcome into our latest frozen pizza review. Today we ordered a little treat for ourselves. Everybody keeps talking about this New Haven style pizza out of Connecticut. One of the famous places that everybody talks about is called Sally's Apizza. And it's been around, I guess, since 1938, and it is a bar style pizza, what they call bar pizza. And I've never had a New England style pizza before, and we ordered it from GoldBelly, which I can show you here on the website. This is how we got it. It's New Haven style pizza, choose your own 3-pack. So we did 2 sauce and mozzarella and 1 pepperoni, and then there was a $20 off coupon. So about $30 per pizza is actually a pretty good deal. And if we scroll down, there's also any cooking instructions that we need and storage instructions here on the GoldBelly page. And GoldBelly ships across the United States, and when the pizza's made, it ships overnight, so it's very fresh. Okay, to serve from thawed. Okay, these are already thawed. They just literally arrived at our door. Place a baking pan or pizza stone in the middle of the oven rack. Well, I'm not going to do either. I'm going to place it directly on the oven. Preheat the oven to 450. Of course, get rid of the cardboard. Bake for 6 to 8 minutes. Yep. Transfer to a cutting board. Isn't that funny? That's what I always do. Slice, serve, and enjoy. All right. So this box here, this one here, one is the pepperoni, and then this box says there's 2 pizzas in this one box. It's funny to me that inside of the box that ships in from GoldBelly are packs of ice with these boxes. So let's start with this one here. Oh, it smells good. That's actually quite large, much bigger than I expected and thicker than I expected. And we've got 2 of these, which I guess we'll just keep in the freezer because my mouth wants all of it now. But I think what I'll do to keep life simple is I'll just put this box in my freezer. So today we'll start this review with the pepperoni pizza, which right here, look at this. Char on that. Yeah, that's the cardboard they're talking about getting rid of. Well, it smells good, it looks good, and that it could easily feed 3 people. So it's not like one of those really small individual Neapolitan style pizzas that I really like. I can see the appeal of this bar pizza, New Haven style. It certainly looks the part. It'll be a new experience for me. I've never been to the New England area or region of the United States, so I've never had anything like this. I mean, I've had pizza, okay, but this is supposed to be the staple of the area that everybody that lives around there says, if you ever come here to visit, you have to go to this place and try it. But because of GoldBelly, the place can now come to me. So I'm super excited. Let me go ahead and get this put into the oven, and we'll come back here in just a second and show you what it looks like cooked, and we'll give it a taste test. So watch for the transition. Here it comes. Okay, here's the moment you're all waiting for. This was 8.5 minutes in my oven. I actually left it in about 30 seconds longer because it's already thawed the way it arrives. The cook time is far reduced. So that's why it cooks so quickly. And oh, just lifting that up, I hear it cracking. That's a good sound. It looks fantastic. And they do say, you know, you can pull it out of the oven after 6 minutes, but I wanted mine a little more done personally. All right. Super excited about this. Wow, that is like a cracker crust. It is crispy. And let's see. Let's go this way. We'll go towards me. And when I ordered it, I just didn't think it was going to be this big. It barely fits on the cutting board, and that's a good thing. Really feel like that's a good value for what you're getting, as long as it tastes good. And I'll be surprised if it doesn't, because it certainly looks the part. Oh, you hear that? That's that edge crust. Wow. Wow. Let me try one of these pepperonis here. That takes me back. There are some pizza places that I remember growing up where the pepperoni that they put on their pizza wasn't like the kind of pepperoni we could buy at the store. That just took me back. I haven't had a pepperoni taste like that in a long time. And that just brought back some memories. And, you know, I grew up in Detroit, which is still a long way from Connecticut. But I do remember asking why we couldn't get pepperoni that were as good as what's at the pizza place at the grocery store. And I haven't really thought about it since because, I don't know, it hasn't come back to as a memory until just now. And isn't that funny how food can trigger dormant memories like that? And you know, you still can't buy pepperonis like this at the store, as far as I know. I don't know where they're getting it from. But this reminds me of the pepperonis the pizza places in Detroit used back when I was a kid in the 1970s. That's neat. Unexpected surprise. As for the pizza, let's take a look at the underside here. We cooked it directly on the oven rack. You do see it's greasy. You see some drips of grease coming off of this pizza. And you don't often see that with a frozen pizza in particular, to get the grease dripping off of it like that. And whether or not that's a good thing or not, I think it's just pooling up from the pepperonis. But even still, it's unusual for a frozen pizza to have that. This is kind of a hybrid, right? Because it's made at a restaurant and then flash frozen. It's not made in a factory. So with that, I think it's time we give it our first taste. It looks fantastic. The slices hold up pretty well. Again, there's the back of this slice here. And since it's already in my hand, I guess this will be my first victim. This is interesting. Okay, first of all, you're not hearing the crunch on the crust. So the crust is actually quite thin and relatively soft at this part of the pizza, and then it'll get harder and crunchier as we reach the edge. And further, maybe as it cools down, it'll get a little crunchier, but I like it. It's got a nice chew. It has a nice flavor. What this is reminding me of is it's taking me back to Detroit. We'd have little league games, baseball and hockey and things, and afterwards, if we won the game, they'd take us out for pizza. This is what this reminds me of. The sauce is plentiful. It's not overly sweetened or spiced. It's pretty much mostly tastes like fresh tomato. Whatever seasoning they're using very lightly, which I am all for. I think that's great. The cheese tastes like they're making it in-house. It's a very fresh mozzarella. The crust is exactly as I've described it. It is perfect for this pizza. Everything is suited to go together very well here. And the pepperonis, honestly, I could take them or leave them. I think that this would be just as good without the pepperoni because they're not adding a lot to the pizza as far as flavor goes. They're not spicy. They don't really stand out, but they're not bad. They're not hurting anything. And let me get to the edge here and see what that's like. I just got a really burned part of the crust, which you'll almost never get from a frozen pizza in the grocery store. Some people don't like that, but it's just bringing back those memories. I did not expect this. Detroit and Connecticut, again, they're not close, so I wouldn't expect this to taste like that. I never knew that what they're calling a New Haven style of pizza when growing up in the 1970s in Detroit, Michigan, This is what the common pizza place was like. You know, the family-owned pizza places, not the big chains. So is this the best pizza I ever had? No, it isn't. No. This is nostalgic. This is like going back in time, for me anyway. And it's bringing back those memories, and they're good memories. And we loved that pizza as kids, let me tell you. On a scale of 0 to 10, if what you're looking for is a pizza to take you back in time to exactly the way you remember it as a kid, for me, it's a 10 in that regard. But overall, as a pizza, it's a novelty for me. I wouldn't want this all the time, or it wouldn't be novel anymore. I really like it. It's definitely a 9 out of 10. But it's not a pizza I would have very often, because flavor-wise, there are pizzas I prefer over this. But to bring back, to re-evoke all those dormant memories, boy, did that just bring it back for me. And for that, totally worth it. I very much enjoy this pizza. It's very, very good. And there's just a couple others I think are just a little bit better for my preference. But I don't regret this purchase. No, not at all. I'm very much going to eat all 3 of these pizzas. They're very, very good. But this may be the kind of pizza I only eat once every couple of years, or maybe every year at the most, just for that nostalgia. But when it comes to wanting to treat myself to like the best tasting pizza ever, it won't be this one that I will revisit time and time again. But it's still worth visiting. And it's absolutely very, very good. And the ingredients are fresh, quality. I see why this is so appealing. And perhaps if it were closer to me and I didn't really have a special occasion, which I need to have to justify the expense of GoldBelly. If it was just down the street and we could just go for that, absolutely, we'd be there at least once a month. But to order it and have it shipped across the country, and for the costs involved. So that's how I come to that conclusion. But it's still very delicious, and I do recommend, if you have an opportunity, to try it. Or maybe you already have. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it, if you liked it, or that you disagree with me and those other pizzas I like are terrible to you. That's good. That's what makes the world go round. We all have different tastes and preferences. And I'm hoping that I can inspire you perhaps to be aware that there's options out there you may not have realized outside of your local grocery store, that especially if a birthday or Father's Day, something like that, what a great gift, honestly, if somebody is a pizza lover in your family. Or you can drop hints to people, because if you're watching these videos, one would assume you're a pizza lover as too. Maybe drop some hints to your loved ones and be like, hey, look at this place called GoldBelly. I can get this pizza from Connecticut. Wouldn't that be nice as a special thing? You know, wouldn't that make a great gift for somebody? So yeah, if that happens or has happened, you want to share the experience with us, we'd love to hear from you. If there's other pizzas you think we should be trying, frozen pizzas, please let us know in the comments below so we can seek it out. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next frozen pizza review. Bye for now.